Good day, everyone. For today's session, we will be learning on how to solve quadratic equation by extracting square roots. But before that, don't forget to subscribe, like, and hit the notification bell for some updates. In solving quadratic equation by extracting square root, this method is actually best to use for quadratic equation in the form of x squared is equal to k. For you to understand this method, I will be sharing some of the examples. Alright, now in our first example, let us find the solutions of the equation x squared is equal to 16 by extracting the square roots. Using this method, uh, don't forget to write the equation in the form of x squared is equal to k. Since our first example is already written in the form of x squared is equal to k, so let us proceed to the next step. Squared both sides of the equation, so we have the square root of x squared is equal to the square root of 16. Since the square root of x squared is equal to x and the square root of 16 is equal to plus or minus 4. To verify if our answer is correct, so you have to substitute those values in the original equation x squared is equal to 16. For x is equal to 4, so we have x squared is equal to 16. Replace 4 to the variable x. So we have 4 squared is equal to 16. So since 4 squared is equal to 16, so we have 16 is equal to 16. So remember class, if both sides of the equation is the same, so in other words, our solution is correct. So how about if we have x is equal to negative 4? So as I mentioned, you're going to replace these values to the variable x. So that's why we have negative 4 squared. So don't forget to put the entire negative number inside the parentheses in order to avoid errors in solving sign numbers. So that's why we have negative 4 squared is equal to 16. So we have the same in the other side of the equation. So if, as I mentioned, if both sides of the equation is the same, so in other words, our solution is correct. So therefore, the solution to the quadratic equation x squared is equal to 16 are 4 and negative 4. Alright, so now let's proceed to our second example. Let us find the roots of the equation x squared plus 9 is equal to 0. So as I mentioned, always write the equation in the form x squared is equal to k. So in this example, this is not yet written in the form of x squared is equal to k. So you have to apply the addition and subtraction property of equality for you to get x squared is equal to k. All right, so we have x squared plus 9 minus 9 is equal to 0 minus 9. Okay, so we have x squared is equal to negative 9. Next is you're going to square both sides of the equation. So we have square root of x squared is equal to square root of negative 9. Okay, so our answer for this, there is no solutions or roots in the equation x squared plus 9 is equal to 0 because negative numbers has no real roots. Now let's have example number 3. To solve the equation t squared is equal to 0. So this is already written in the form of x squared is equal to k. So apply now the square root property. So we have, or you have to square both sides of the equation. So we have this square root of t squared is equal to the square root of 0. So square root of t squared is equal to t, its square root of 0 is equal to 0. To check if our answer is correct, so you have to substitute those values in the original equation. T squared is equal to 0. So since we have t is equal to 0, so replace 0 to the variable t. So we have 0 squared is equal to 0. So 0 squared is definitely is equal to 0. So both sides is the same. So therefore, the solution is 0. Thank you for watching, and I really hope that you have learned something in our video tutorial about uh, problem solving using extracting method. See you next time. Bye, everyone.